Hello and welcome back to the Your Best Yoga YouTube channel. Today I have a practice that I'm calling an energizing flow practice. So we're going to be doing a fairly active practice today. We'll still warm up our muscles at the beginning and have some cool down relaxation time at the end, but in the middle we're working kind of hard today. So all you're going to need for this practice is a yoga strap or something else from around your house if you don't have a yoga strap, and a blanket for under your knees or head if you'd like. Otherwise, just make sure, as always, you do your best, whatever that looks like today, and let's get started. We're beginning lying down today on your back, having your yoga belt or strap nearby, maybe a blanket under the head. You can start with your knees bent or straight, whatever feels better in your body. Close the eyes. Let's place the hands on the belly. And let's take a few moments to settle into our practice, into our space. Just feeling into your body and noticing how everything's feeling today. Shift the focus to your breath and notice the breath moving through your body. Working with deep breaths in and out through your nose if possible. With the hands on the belly, you might feel the belly rise as you inhale and fall as you exhale. Taking one more deep belly breath here. And then just pick up the hands and circle out the wrists a couple of times. Wiggle your fingers. And then with an exhale, we're hugging that right knee in toward the belly. Pausing here. Softening through your right hip crease, allowing that knee to come in toward the belly, toward the chest. And we can circle out that right ankle here a few times. Give the toes a wiggle. And then reaching for your yoga belt. Ooh, there it is. We're going to loop the belt around the sole of our right foot, stretching that foot up toward the ceiling. Making sure you place the belt closer up to the toes so that you can reach up through the heel of your right foot to get that good stretch through the back of the hamstring, the back of that right leg. Breathe here. With your next exhale, we're stretching that left leg out along the floor, reaching through that left heel as you continue to reach up through the right heel, so both legs are activated. Still working with those deep belly breaths. Bringing both ends of your belt into your right hand, and I want you to reach the right hand up, like you're trying to reach for your foot, but you're going to hold the belt instead. Taking that left hand down to the floor or even onto your left hip. As you exhale, you're going to open your right leg out to the right, keeping it nice and straight. Still reaching through that right heel. Reaching through the left heel to keep that left hip down. If you need to stretch that left arm all the way out to help keep your left side body rooting into the floor, feel free. Deep breaths here. Inhale the foot to center. Change hands, so now your left hand holds both ends of the belt, right hand down to the floor. Exhale to take that right foot toward the left, just past the midline of your body. So let's say about 8 inches toward the left. And you should feel a big stretch through this outer part of your right leg, from the hip all the way up. Reach up through that right heel. Inhale to bring that foot to center. Release it from the belt. Let the legs stretch out. Take a breath. Give the legs a little wiggle. Notice if you feel a difference between the right leg and the left leg. My right leg feels a lot looser, a lot lighter. Bend your knees. Feet come back onto the floor. And then exhale to hug your left knee in toward the belly. Pause. Circle out the ankle. Wiggle the toes. And then looping the belt around the sole of the left foot, stretching it up to the ceiling. And breathe. Left heel reaches up toward the ceiling. Shoulders stay nice and relaxed. Face is relaxed. Exhale to stretch the right leg out along the floor, reaching out through that right heel as you continue to reach up through that left heel. Both ends of the belt come into your left hand. Right hand comes to the floor or the right hip. Exhale to open that left leg out to the left. So even though, if you can see, my leg is actually resting into the couch a little bit, just because of the spacing, I'm still actively reaching through that left heel, and I'm still getting a stretch through the inside of my left leg here. Inhale to bring the leg up to center. Switch hands on the belt. Keep that foot up nice and high. Don't let it drop to the floor. And then let that left foot move toward the right, just past the midline. Inhale that foot to center. Release it from the belt. Let that leg relax. Belt can move off to the side, out of the way. Legs can get a little wiggle. Bend your knees. Bring your feet onto the mat. Roll to your side. And then press yourself up. We're coming into a tabletop position. Hands and knees. So you might place a blanket under your knees if you'd like for extra comfort. Bring the knees under the hips and the wrists under the shoulders. Spread out those fingers. Turn the creases of the elbows in to face one another. Starting with a nice long spine. Take a deep breath in. Exhale to round into cat spine, pressing the spine up to the ceiling, looking back toward the thighs, belly button might hug toward the spine. Inhale to arch through the back, reaching those hips up, looking up, lift the chest. Move with your breath, your pace. Exhaling to round into cat, inhaling to arch into cow. Inhale back to a neutral spine. Walk the hands slightly ahead of your shoulders. Make sure the hands are at least shoulder distance apart, feet are at least hip distance apart. Curl those toes. Let's lift it up and back, downward dog. Walk it out here, pedaling the feet, bending one knee at a time. Reaching those hips up toward the sky. You might imagine the bottom of your rib cage moving toward the top of your thighs. Feel all of your fingers and your palms pressing evenly into the floor. Let's take one more breath here. And then start to bring your feet forward toward the hands. Keep the feet about hip distance apart. Bend those knees. Let the arms hang down. The spine is long. The head is releasing toward the floor. You might grasp opposite elbows here, and you might even find just a little rock side to side. And then slowly roll yourself up to come to a standing position. All right, let's clear the mat of the blanket, the belt, and we're going to start our flow here in star pose. So right away, we're taking those feet and we're stepping them wide distance apart. Make sure your feet are parallel with each other. The baby toe edges should be parallel with the short edges of your mat. Root down through those feet. Stretch those arms out wide so the wrists and the hands line up with the shoulders. Shoulders are relaxed, but arms are activated. You're reaching those fingertips away from each other. Breathing here in star pose. Notice what areas of your body start to warm up. Maybe start to let you know that they're working. Don't let the shoulders tense up. One more breath here. And then let's rotate that right foot out. Right toes point to the long edge or the short edge of your mat. Turn those eyes to look over the right fingers, and as you exhale, deep bend into our warrior two. Take a peek down at that right knee. It should cover more of the baby toe edge of your right foot as the knee lines up with the ankle. Arms stay strong. Shoulders stay relaxed. Belly is hugging in. Core is strong. Back leg is strong. Breathe. Feel the connection of your feet into the floor and the energy rising up from there. One more breath. And then flip your right palm up toward the ceiling. Left hand rests on the left leg, no pressure. And then stretch the right arm up toward the ceiling as you get a little bit of an arch through the spine. And you get a big stretch through the right side body. Now I want you to stay low in those hips. Keep your deep bend in your knee. Don't let that lift up. Breathing. Inhale back to your warrior two. Is that thigh warming up? Is it telling you it's working? Mine is. From here, we're going to side bend, bringing your elbow to your thigh, stretching that left arm up and over, extending through the left arm and fingers, all the way through the left side body, down to that left foot. Gaze might turn up toward the ceiling. breathing. Inhale, come all the way back to your warrior two. Pause. Straighten that leg. Turn your right foot forward. Keep those arms where they are though. Right toes turn forward. Deep breath in, sweep the arms up. Exhale to fold. Now if your hands don't reach the floor, that's no big deal. You can let the hands just hang down. Let the neck release and soften. Inhale to slowly rise up. Stretch the arms back out into star pose. Let's turn our left toes out. Turn the head, look over those left fingers. With an exhale, deeply bend into your left knee. Once again, knee and ankle line up. Knee is moving toward the baby toe edge of that left foot. You're opening through this hip. Keep breathing. Arms strong, shoulders soft. Flip that left palm up, dancing warrior. Reaching the left arm up, keep a deep bend in your left knee. You've got it. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Elbow to thigh, right arm reaching up and over. Make sure that left knee and ankle still line up. Knee still moves toward the baby toe edge of the foot. Back leg is straight and strong. Inhale, warrior two. Straighten the leg. Turn your left foot forward. This time you're going to bring your heels in and your toes out, just in a way that feels comfortable, so the feet are angled. Bend at the elbows so the hands reach up toward the ceiling. Elbows stay out at shoulder height. As you exhale, I want you to imagine a wall behind you and that your back is sliding down that wall as you bend both knees, coming into your wide-legged goddess squat. So you want to keep tall in the upper body here. Slide that back down the wall, don't come forward. Keep breathing. Can you sink lower? Inhale, come all the way up. Turn the toes forward. Stretch the arms up, deep breath. Exhale, fold. Inhale to slowly rise up. Step your feet together. Pause, taking a breath. Notice your heart rate, your temperature. All right, move toward the front of your mat. Standing in Tadasana mountain pose. Deep inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale to a half forward fold, so slide the hands to the shins, lengthen the spine forward. Exhale to bend the knees, plant the hands, coming into a plank pose. So stack the shoulders on top of the wrists. Bring those creases of the elbows in to face one another. If you need to take the knees down here, you can, but either way, your belly is hugging toward the spine. Your heels are stretching back if those knees are lifted. I want you to try to imagine a broomstick lying across your back. So it wants to stay balanced from your head down your spine to your hips. So your hips are just slightly lower than the shoulders, not a lot. One more breath here. And then take those knees down. Bring the knees wide apart. Slide the toes together. Let's take a rest in our child's pose. As you inhale, rise all the way up. We're going to come onto our back with our knees bent, our feet on the floor. We're going to come into a bridge pose. So make sure you don't have anything under your head, so no blanket under your head for this pose. As you lie down, have the knees bent, feet on the floor, and take a moment to let the body rest. Preparing for your bridge pose. Make sure the feet are hip distance apart, toes are pointing straight ahead. You either want to think of the knees and ankles lining up, or for some of us, if our arms are long enough, you might be able to tickle the back of your heels with your fingers. So for today's arm placement, I'm going to have my elbows bent so that I can press my shoulders and the back of my arms down into the floor, keeping my chest nice and open. However, if you'd like to use a different arm placement, you can also keep the hands flat on the floor if that works better for you. As you exhale, press into the feet, press into the backs of the arms and the shoulders, lift your hips up as high as they'll go. Now, a couple things to notice here. You want your chest to be lifting toward your chin. You don't want the chin to come toward the chest. The back of the neck stays long and soft. You want to keep those thighs hip distance apart, so a little squeeze of the inner thighs will help with that. Press down through the feet. Keep breathing. Exhale to lower those hips down. Hug the knees in. A little rock and roll, side to side might feel good. And then we're preparing for our final cool down, so a twist and then Shavasana. So placing your blanket underneath your head. So placing your blanket underneath your head if you'd like. Knees are hugged in. Rock and roll. Circle the knees around. Massage out the back. And then let's stretch those arms out wide on the floor at shoulder height. And let your knees drop over to the left side. Keeping that right shoulder down into the floor. Twists are great releases after back bends. So after we did our bridge, this twist is also going to help release out that spine. Inhale to bring the knees back to center. Exhale them over to the other side. Inhale to center. Maybe hugging the knees in one more time. And then let's make our way into our final Shavasana. So as always, find a position in your Shavasana that works for you. Legs can stretch out or stay bent. You can place your legs up onto the chair or the couch or even up a wall if you're near one. I'm going to end the video here and let you enjoy your Shavasana. So thank you so much for practicing with me today. Make sure you like the video if you want to see more active practices on the channel, and leave me a question or a comment in the comment section below. And make sure you subscribe to the channel so you'll be alerted when new videos come out. Namaste.